And I am curious to know what the people what they put on the clothes that they sell you, because when you buy something, there's something on there that just makes it soft and nice and whatever, and then you wash it and it never looks like it did when you bought it. So I would love to know what they do, because there's just, sometimes they just seem to have a different texture, and they just, I don't know, something seems to be washed out of it after you wash the clothes that you buy, because I do think that, you buy something and after you wash it, it's never going to look like it did when you bought it from them. Even if you iron it, it's just not going to have the same crispness that it had
can you try to, I know it's tough, but can you try to articulate what it is about those fabrics when you first buy them that doesn't really exist?
Well, my daughter just bought a cute cotton blouse, and it's just, it's soft, and it just hangs really nice, and like I said, just no wrinkles or anything, and there's just a feeling to the material.
Can you talk about that feeling? What's that feeling that you...
I don't know, it's just softer. It's just different. Maybe it's because it hasn't pilled yet at all, because when you wash things it pills. I have no idea. But as she put it on, it looks so cute, and I'm like, it's not going to look like that after you wash it. And it's true. There's things that I bought, and
so it's how it looks as well is also good.
It always looks the best the first time you wear it from the store.
What about it makes it look good?
Well, I guess if you iron it, it's stiff, and if you don't iron it, it's wrinkled. There's just something the way it just hangs nice and flows nice, and I don't know. When I go in Talbot's and I get the clothes, they're just different that first time when they're there on that shelf. They hang perfectly, and they feel different. They're just softer. I don't know what it is, but
And so I have a question on that. So suppose there was a product that you could use, be it in your washer or in your dryer, that could make your clothes stay looking good.
Yeah, that would be great.
Would you do that?
Yeah, definitely.
Suppose it was say 2 products you had to use, one in the dryer, one in the washer. So I know you have your whole lazy laundry law. Would you actually change how you do laundry if it's that, if you could get that to stay?
Yeah, it would keep them nice, definitely. And like I said, if the wrinkles are released, and I think the dryer is doing the job, but if maybe your product helps it do the job. There have been commercials that say that, but I've never, really done it.
It's just never convinced you to try it or whatever.
So to that point, because you say that you pick up what fits in the bottom, or it's like a Publix free and clear.
Right.
So how would someone get you to even try that type of product if you...
Probably it would be a friend if we were discussing laundry one day, and they said, I'm not even having to iron hardly at all, because I put this sheet in there, and they come out and they fall so nicely, then I would I need to try that. Yeah. So definitely that would probably be my thing. I think, sometimes I'll be at my neighbor's house and I'll see some of the things that she's bought, and I'm like, and usually she buys more non-brands than I do, actually. And I'm like, oh, she uses the non-brand on that too? I'm like, I'm going to get the non-brand on that too.
Oh, really? Can you give an example of a...
To be honest, she probably bought the Publix free and the Publix detergent before I did, and I happened to notice that she did. I'm like, well, if it's working because we are very similar in our personalities and the raising of the kids and just the way we do things and all, and so our upbringing and all. So I'm like, oh, well, if she's using that, then why am I spending money on a brand detergent? Let me just go ahead and get the non-brand. So, yeah.
Makes sense. Can you talk a little bit about, I know it's kind of an awkward question, but with regards to clothes, what, in your mind, how important is clothes to you, or how do you view clothes? Is it something that is kind of, you try to do the best you can, or is it more of a secondary thing that falls as a low priority relative to everything else in your life?
I guess, because when you first started asking, I was thinking about the shopping. I don't like to go shopping for clothes, to be honest. I get what I need when I need it, or every now and then maybe I'll go for it. If I see a sale, then I'll go look and see. So, I guess I've never been really good at putting different outfits together, and having the scarf that goes with this and all of that. So. Okay. For me, I like Talbot's, and they have 2 great sales twice a year, and I pretty much go in there and I buy a summer wardrobe and a winter wardrobe when I'm there. And like I said, the pants are carefree, the shirts are tailored and nice looking. It's a simple, conservative look, and so that's usually what I do. And and I'm able to put together outfits with that for the rest of the year.
Got
If I
it.
need a dress, then I'll go to Dillard's and I'll go to the 75% off rack and I'll see what I can find in there, and then I'll grab a dress off of there or whatever. So yeah, I guess I'm not real fussy about clothes. I try and keep it simple. You know, I bought last week. I did buy a red pair of shoes, but in general, I have my basic black, my basic brown, and my basic white, and a heel and a flat, and which one goes with which outfit. I just figure it out. So I'm not real fussy.
Okay.
But I definitely want to look nice and present myself well when I do go out. So I do want to have nice things, and
Okay.
and I want it to look nice. So yeah, I think I put on a shirt the other day that I should have ironed that I didn't, and I stuck it in the closet, and I put it on, and I'm like, I can't wear this. This does not look right. So I just put it back in the closet, and I'll get to it later. But yeah, I want to look nice, definitely.
And you talk about wanting to look nice and be presentable. Why is that important to you?
It just shows that you care about yourself, and I don't know, it just presents you a little bit better, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And then with clothes, do you mind, or do you care if you have to throw it away or give it, or donate it away, or is that something you try to preserve certain garments for certain reasons? Or
Well, yeah, I hate to have to give something away, especially if I just bought it. But usually, I mean, I guess I'm not a messy person. I don't spill a lot of things on me. So in general, and I try and only wear dress-up clothes when I am going to be dressed up for something. So in general, my clothes probably do last 2 years. So when it finally does get that stain on it, I'm like, well, I wore it for 2 years. I guess it's time to retire it anyway.
is that your kind of timeline? Is usually 2 years? Is that?
Well, no. I do have clothes that have been in there for much longer, but as long as they look good, then I'll keep them. I think too, the good thing about going to Talbot's is it's timeless. I guess like pleats here came in, so the blouses that didn't have the pleats, I did get rid of those. I'm like, well, so yeah, it just depends on the style, but as long as it still seems to fit with a timeless style, then I'm probably just going to keep it.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, we've got a little bit of time left, so if I could
Where do you want to go?
laundry room first.
Laundry room first. Okay.
And we can take this.
Sure.
So is that whole backyard also part of the?
Yeah, just to the fence. They cleared the other side to hopefully build, but yeah, it does go to the back there. So this is my laundry room. So
All right.
I don't know what you want to ask, but I've got my folding table here, and I can put the hanging clothes here. This is where the socks go that have no partner.
The lonely socks.
Yes, and then washing and drying are here. And this is the drawers that I was talking about, where I just want everything to fit in there. So so I do try and choose products that can fit in there. And if it can't fit, then I can always put it in a cabinet, and I have put things in the cabinet. But
What's that back there?
this is bleach and this is Downy, but this probably needs to be thrown away because it's so old and coagulated that the last time I used it, I actually had trouble getting it out of the dispenser. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really old and it was really thick, and I put it in there
answer that,
anyways.
no worries.
Let me just see who it is. I'm sorry.
What's going on?
So you have 3 different types of stain remover sprays.
I do. Well, I actually wasn't using this one, and it is about empty anyways. And this is the one I was using. And then when I went to my dad's, this is the one I think he had, so I went ahead and bought it. And that pen has probably been in there for a very long time too. This, I have no idea how it got here. Oh, what is it? Yeah, I don't even know how it got here. It must be one of my daughters, and they stuck it in here. And I didn't even know it was a toilet bowl cleaner. So I don't know where this came from.
Okay.
But somebody bought
I'm sorry.
it,
So
and
the
that's where I put
Downy,
it.
you said you tried once, right?
Oh, well, I used it a little bit. I just, what did I say? I bought it and I liked using it, and then somebody told me something about it. That it does something to your clothes and makes them not last. I can't remember. Somebody told me something, and I was
Really?
like, well, I guess I don't need to use that. It's just an extra expense anyways.
Okay.
Like, what company are you guys working for anyways? So, but yeah, I don't remember. Like somebody told me something, and then
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I just a minimal cost.
You mentioned
and,
something about the dispenser though, like it was.
Yeah, well, because it had sat there for so long, then another
Oh.
time when I went to use
Made
it was thick. It had coagulated.
So in here.
So yeah,
staying
so
in
when
there.
I got, the water didn't really get it
okay.
out like it should. So I think I had to clean it out or something like that.
Got it.
But yeah,
How often do you use the bleach on your clothes?
really never.
Okay.
The bleach is that's just where it is. It's usually more for cleaning other things. I really don't ever put
And
bleach
so-
on clothes.
With all, so you have like a lot of stain removers and the bleach, you know, stuff that you pre-treat with.
Right.
And so you find that you don't really look at the detergent to get rid of the stains that you have. You really look at the pre-treater to do it, and then the detergent just washes the clothes. Like
Yeah,
how, you know,
but I
explain
know
how
I
that
still
works.
think this detergent's doing something because when I pre-treat it, I mean the stain's still kind of set there. It's definitely the agitation in there and the
Okay.
detergent being in there because you know the detergent's going to be removing the oils and mixing with the
Right.
water and getting everything out, and that's going to loosen any other dirt that's in there. So yeah,
So do you use the pre-treaters like on every load, or just if there's?
no, just if there's a
Stain or
specific stain
something.
that I remember, and that's. I mean,
Okay.
you know, if I spilled something on this today and I forgot that it's going in the wash, and it's probably coming out. There's just a few things that I definitely grab the pre-treat for to do. Wine would be one of them.
So back in the day with the blue bottle with Downy, so did you notice a benefit when using it?
Well, it did make everything smell nicer, and
did? Okay.
and I thought it made it feel a little softer, maybe. I
Yeah.
mean, to be honest, I mean, in 25 years of doing laundry, 30 years, that's probably the second bottle of softener I've ever bought.
So you
Yeah,
did.
so I don't usually use it. It was, I don't know, it was a
Random.
whim. Somebody told me something, and I'm like, let me do that again. Or maybe I even saw a commercial. I really don't remember.
Yeah.
And I used it, and I did like it. And then I think I want to say it was my mother-in-law that I was telling her I started using it, and she
Yeah,
said,
she-
you know, I've heard that softeners can do this to clothes, and so and even the bleach. Somebody told me that the bleach actually takes the whiteners out of your clothes and makes them gray, and I don't know if that's true or not. But I have a friend that bleaches almost everything, and but she also wears things till they're beyond worn. So I don't know. That's a horrible thing to say. But I don't, but I don't know. But it did seem like her clothes looked grayer, and they had especially her children's clothes. She did a lot more bleaching when the kids were littler, and their clothes did seem like they weren't that nice. I don't know if it's true or not, but just based on what I saw her kids wearing and knowing that she did bleach loads regularly, I'm like, I never did do bleach loads regularly, but I'm like, there must be something to that because they do. I think they do put whiteners in.
So what did her
clothing
kids'
and
clothes
stuff.
look like?
They were dingy and gray. They really were. They just looked worn and yucky. So I mean, obviously, if there are times when you need to sanitize, and then I'll put a white load together, and I will do a bleach, but that's very irregular too.
And how's that important to you in terms of kids' clothes? Because do you ever think about that in terms of I know your kids are older now.
Right, so it's not as
but-
much of an issue. I probably
in the
did do a
past.
bleach load more when they were babies, and they soiled things, and you needed to get it clean, and then you would go ahead and stick everything in there, and it was nice to know that all those cute little designs on the baby clothes didn't come out in a bleach load. They actually stayed in there, so you didn't have to have all true whites. But yeah, I rarely do a bleach load now.
The softness feeling from the Downy bottle does that remind you of any other feeling from like the new clothes discussion we had earlier, or is that just totally different?
I don't know. I think because I have to say when I did do the Downy load, it was more for towels and sheets. It wasn't for
Oh really?
Yeah, you know what? That's what it was. I think it might have been that your towels don't absorb as well if they have Downy on them. I think that's what I heard.
Like when you dry off, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I think that's what's being jarred in my memory now. But when I did use it, it was more for the towels and the sheets than for the regular clothes that we were washing.
And then the detergent.
It's this one right here,
Okay,
the free and clear.
So the size, like you really buy it so that it has to fit down there.
A couple of times I have bought the giant bottle, and I think I put it out of the way and refilled this one. So that this is the one I used regularly, but I had the bigger one somewhere else. But yeah, I know that's a silly thing, but it's just,
No,
it's
it's
nice
a
that it
nice
sits
place to
in
organize
there.
stuff.
It keeps it nice and organized.
Yeah, and
for me.
everything's organized. Like like my dad's cabinets are closer in, so he has the big box, but it's easier to reach. Where those are just, they're shallow and they're way back there. It wouldn't be a convenient to be doing laundry if I had to reach back there to get the sheets.
And then the sheets are those
They're
just-
here, yes. They're in my light bulb compartment too, but that's
Okay.
them, and they're easy to get to.
Looks like you're running out, huh?
Yes.
How often do you have to go
I
in?
don't know if you want to know the answer to that question. I actually use them more than one time, so a box of those can last me a very long time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so how many times do you use one sheet?
Maybe 2 or 3 times, and usually I let them accumulate, so there could end up being 2 or 3 sheets in there, and then I'll pull them all out and I'll start
so you
over
keep
again
the
with
same
the fresh
sheet
one.
in the.
Yeah.
So you think it doesn't change how the sheets work if you use them?
I don't know. I just figured maybe there's still something in there after one time that you use
Yeah,
them.
why
That's what
not?
I've decided in my
You never, I
mind.
mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Is that something your friends or?
No, nobody's ever done. I don't think anybody said that to me. I'm just like, oh, I'll leave that one in there, stick another one in, and yeah, I'll use them a couple of times, and so, and yeah, so.
So when it comes to, I guess, so since you use that a couple of times, I guess, how do you dose with the detergent? Do you pour all the way, fill up that whole thing, or do you follow the instructions?
No, I follow the instructions, but I definitely used my lid and I measure in that lid.
Okay.
A friend of mine, she has the front load and she's like for the second time, the whole thing sudsed over. The whole laundry room got filled with bubbles. And she's like, I don't understand. We're filling it just to the max load on here. And I'm like, Brooke, it's an HE detergent. I'm like, just because it says that this is the max load you can fill it to doesn't mean you should be filling it to that. So she was actually filling this whole cup, which is probably 3 capfuls of that in there. But no, I always measure, and I actually have told all my kids, because it's not a capful you're supposed to use, it's half of a capful, and I'm like, make sure you look in that cap and you see where the lines are, because every cap of every product is different. I'm like, make sure you look on that cap and see where you're supposed to be measuring it. We're not wasting laundry detergent.
I was going to ask you, I know it sounds like kind of a dumb question, so why is that important in terms of getting that fill line right? Is it about...
Well, yeah, wasting it. I mean, you don't want to be buying more detergent. I mean, if you filled the cap up, you'd be using twice as much as you need to, and you'd be buying it twice as often.
I know this might sound like an obvious question, but when you say wasting it, are you referring to
Using more than you need unnecessarily.
Why is that an issue? Is it because of the...
Yeah, well, you don't want to be wasteful. You want to use the product... you get your money's worth out of the product. I mean, if you're going to be comparing load per load what you're spending, then if you're using more than you need to, you're wasting it. You're putting too much in there.
So I guess in contrast to other products that you buy, because you talked about some products you like penny pinch and some you splurge, would you say something else that you had instructions to use, you wouldn't pay attention as much to them outside of laundry?
Yeah. No, I can't think of. Well, I guess the only thing, I don't ever take bubble baths, but I think the instructions for bubble bath are bogus because you need way more of that in the water than what they tell you to do. That's the only thing I can think of. Because obviously when you're cooking and doing recipes, you have to follow it. You can't really add more. Some things you can for making
Are
sauce.
there laundry products in any of these drawers?
That's where my iron is. So I have my spray starch, and there is OxyClean here, and and that's more OxyClean. Oh, I don't use this, but I did buy it, and I think the girls have used it. I think I've used it maybe twice. So that was my substitute dry cleaning solution, but I still just as soon go to the dry cleaner. So
Does it work?
well, you're just... I mean, I don't really know what they're doing at the dry cleaners, but all you're doing with that is sticking it in the dryer with something that kind of makes it smell nicer and refreshes it. It's not cleaning it at all, in my opinion. So,
Got it.
but I guess if you just want to refresh it, that works. And
do you use the Oxy or no?
no, I really don't. I kind of forget that it's there, and probably. Again, if there was something that I really need to get a stain out, then I might pull it out and soak it in the OxyClean. So it's there for those 5 or 6 times a year when I did get a stain in something and I really wanted it to come out, then that would be what I would try. But I would probably try the Resolve first now because I did like how that worked. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of times where I'm really tackling a stain, but if I am, then I do have products that I can tackle it with and see if they work.
Got it. How about anything in?
I don't think so. There's just sudsy ammonia in here. I never wash clothes with that, though. I wash windows with that.
Oh.
And
Never seen sudsy ammonia.
yeah. Nope.
There's a what's the
Yeah,
the
what's
bottles
the
of
blue?
this?
Well, we did have an iron problem when we first moved here, so that's what the iron out is for. Oh, and there is some bleach in there. And this is just a spray to freshen carpets and stuff like that. It's not for clothing, really.
Did you pick the Downy version?
I think my
purposely,
husband
or?
actually bought this one
Oh,
because
yeah,
he's the fanatic about the carpet smelling like dogs and stuff. So he
Okay.
probably got this one. And oh my gosh, is this? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't know we had this. I'm always buying cat and fish food for the fish. Okay, yeah. So there's nothing else, and this is what candles, and this is dusting and miscellaneous. So that's that.
All right.
Now, would you want to see? Did you want to see those pants?
Yes.
Do y'all want? I mean, I don't know. They did mention you would go through the whole house, so it's up to you. Where
Yeah,
if
you
you
check out the
want to
pants.
go up there, or do you want me to bring them down here? It doesn't
We
matter.
can go up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the clothes come right down here, and then I have the basket
Oh,
with
that
all
is
the clothes.
cool.
in it.
Did this come with the house? You guys built it?
The chute came, but the door was like it was just
So to
like an
bend
open.
down.
Kids are still sleeping, but don't mind them.
Oh.
It's, nice lazy high school and college years. So this would be an example of pants that you don't have to iron. As long as I get them out while the dryer's still hot and just hang them up. I mean, they're not, they're not perfect like if you did iron them,
Mind if I
but
touch them?
you put them on your body and they stretch a little bit and they're doable and it works. So it says that they're, I need reading glasses now so you can look and see. I think they are 100% cotton, but maybe they have 2% spandex in them or something.
Yeah, 54 cotton, then 40 polyester, and 6% spandex.
Okay, so I usually look for a blend, for usually a poly cotton blend, but it's not that knitty stuff you used to have.
Machine wash.
Yeah, and
We'll
so
iron if needed. So
exactly.
you don't even need to iron.
Right, so I really, this is what I always go for at Talbot's because then I don't have to, and then I don't know if it matters how I fold, but I always match my pleats up. And,
Okay.
and then just get a nice fold in it, and then then the crease is
The
hopefully
crease
in
will
the
kind of get into it from the
where
hanging.
it's supposed. Well, yeah, a little bit. I mean, but at least it's where it would be if you
Right,
were to
right,
iron
right.
it. So it's good. And then so this would I do have actually. In the laundry room would have been a pair that I would try not to buy, but I did happen to buy because I really needed, I guess, well these would probably have to be ironed. I haven't worn these yet, that's why they look so nice. Or, yeah, I don't think I've washed these yet. So you can see there's just something about the way they feel. So this one probably is 100% cotton.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been washed yet. And it's just going to look different after you wash it.
Just
It's
and it
just
looks
not,
like it
yeah,
has
it's got
the
a
pleat in
to
it
me,
and
it's got a
everything.
sheen to it, and
Yeah.
there's just something different about it.
Yeah.
But this is one I normally would not get. I think it might have some spandex in it, but I just know it's going to have to be ironed more than that other pair that I just got.
Okay.
But I needed khaki pants, and the price was right. So I got them. So what else did you
All
want
right.
to
Maybe
to
look
do
at
up
some of the
here?
products in your bathroom and kitchen to head out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Come on in. I just want to get a light on for you. What do you want to see specifically?
And what do you use? Just bathroom products? As
Okay, so to
general
clean the bathroom or to...
routine? Your routine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I do use more of a salon shampoo. That would be an example
Okay.
of something I
That's
splurge
splurge
on.
on,
I
okay.
have yucky, hair. It frizzes and it curls and the humidity's horrible on it. So I'm always looking for something that's going to help with the humidity and the hair. But I think this one's Publix brand. But that baby shampoo, that doesn't matter. I think my husband needed that for something. So, and we'll just use the soap to bathe. But every now and then I'll splurge and get something at Bath and Body Works. And yeah,
but so for the shampoo though, like you buy that because you know it works and like know
I
what
hope
it does.
it's gonna work, and then I think your hair gets used to whatever you're using, and then I'll try something different. But I do look for something that says it's gonna help with smooth and soften and stuff like that.
And if you were gonna try something else, would you try like a Publix brand, or would you always go to something that's like a salon product?
I guess I try and use a salon product. I guess I notice a difference.
You notice
I do
a
feel like
difference
there's a difference. Yeah.
Okay.
The cleaning products are here, and I guess I need to find something that will work on the granite. So I know this will work on the granite, so I do that when but here I use cleanser because I love the cleanser just cleans this well.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started using lima wipe on the tub because I've noticed that it just gets a really thick soapy residue, and this is getting rid of it. And then the toilets, I just get whichever one's on sale. Except the other brand, one of them, the nozzle's better, and I can't remember anymore. So I'm like, which one am I supposed to get? And that's all really. So mostly when I go around and do the bathrooms, I have this with me and this, and the toilet cleaner, and I go and pretty much do everything with these two.
What's better about the nozzle on the other one that you remember?
This one's split and the other one's round. And one time, one of them, it was coming out the bottom instead of the top. Something was wrong with it. I don't know if it was just, it seemed like it happened twice. And so I don't remember which one it was. And now I'm trying to remember. So maybe if it doesn't happen again, it was a faulty situation.
And so with all of those, like you don't have any Publix brands?
No, I don't. If there was Publix cleanser, I'd probably get Publix cleanser, but I don't think there is. I don't know.
But all the others,
those
brands work. Like, why do you buy those brands?
Well, like I said, this one because I know it can go on the granite, and you have to be really careful about what you put on the granite. But I wanted to kind of sanitize, and so this one says it does, and it can go on the granite. So that's why that one. And I don't think they make a Publix toilet bowl cleaner, and if they did, I definitely would use that. Because bleach is bleach, and that doesn't matter. So yeah, so those are those. But I mean, my Kleenex is Publix, and was this a Publix brand? No, but the Kleenex is Publix.
Why did you choose Publix for Kleenex?
Because it's the cheapest. I mean, you don't. I don't think you need. Well, they like to say they're softer and more tender on your skin, I guess, but I don't think that matters. You get more in the box and it's cheaper. So I always grab the Publix Kleenex and the Publix napkins. But for paper towels, I do choose Bounty because it does seem like it absorbs more and it lasts longer. And it is tougher on what you're doing. But for a napkin to wipe your mouth at the dinner table, it doesn't matter. If I have to grab 3, I mean, usually once you wipe your mouth once and fold it, then that's done, and then you wipe your mouth again. So it doesn't matter what it is that you use. I'm not going to keep reusing a napkin just because it's stronger. Whereas a paper towel, I will. Does that make sense? Because if you're cleaning counters, you just want to keep going with it. But but a napkin, you're just going to grab another one after you fold it 3 times anyway. So what does it matter? And the same with the tissue. I mean, I don't think they open up while you're blowing and everything goes everywhere.
Let's look at the kitchen real quick.
Okay. Okay. So you just want to go through cabinets and look for different products?
Just quick, you don't have to like walk through what each, we can see what the main products are.
So that's my baking and the pastas and the cereals and more baking.
So I guess it's all brand names though here.
No, this is Publix brand, and this is I mean, the pecans are pecans, and coconuts are coconuts. Chocolate chips, that's a little different story. And the Jell-O, they don't make. I will get the Royal instead of the Jell-O brand. I mean, Jell-O is Jell-O. That's that. And but cereals, I really don't like store brand cereals, but here's store brand oatmeal. I mean, that's the same thing. Oatmeal is oatmeal.
So then,
really.
so what makes you decide when you buy the store brand versus like a brand name?
I guess, well, you can't. I mean, like in the spice rack, I do have a lot of regular brand spice, McCormick's and the brand, but otherwise, really, I mean, cinnamon. It's not going to be something different if you get the Publix brand. So I do have the Publix brand cinnamon there, and I've started grabbing more of those, of the non-brands for things like that. And but I don't know, other thing, like I do like this pasta because it's the mix with the wheat in it, so Publix brand wouldn't be that, so I wouldn't get that. And the cereal, to me, I'm a big cereal eater in general, and no, I don't like Post cereals and I don't like store brand cereals. I like General Mills and Kellogg's and things like that. I don't know why. And then over here are the canned goods and the kids snacks and the oils and vinegars and stuff like that. So, I mean, I shop at Costco. Yeah, and I shop at Aldi too. So I do have Aldi and Costco brands in here also.
So the most part, then you shop at like Costco, Aldi, and Publix?
Yeah, those are the three that I always,
go?
those are the three that I mostly go to. But I mean, if I have a big grocery shopping and not a lot of time, then I'm just going to go to Publix because I know everything that I need is going to be there.
You ever think about buying your laundry products at Costco versus?
No, because they would be in big containers.
Yeah, I can't fit in the bottom.
But my actually, well, I did buy from Costco for this, but then the next time I went to buy it, I got it at, I just got the finish because it was a good price, and I just stick them in here.
So you just put it in the same drum?
Yeah, it was a good plastic container. So, and the finish I think comes in boxes.
So you open that and throw it in the...
Yes, I opened the box and just stuck it in there. And this is what I clean floors with. So I've got I do have my big container of vinegar and it fits here.
Isn't there products for clean floors? Or
yeah, there are, but I don't know. Somebody told me one time that white vinegar is a good floor cleaner.
It's a Florida thing.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I think people. When I was I live in Miami, would do that, but nobody does it other places.
Really, but yeah, I mean it. It does the job. I don't know. They say vinegar cleans things.
Because it disinfects stuff anyway, so I guess.
And I was gonna say, there's a store Windex. I don't care, so I do a store brand for Windex.
Is that just because you don't see a difference between Windex and that? Or?
No, I don't think it really makes a difference for. And I use a lot of Windex, so I'm just like because I'm always cleaning that table and the windows and stuff like that. And that's all really. And this is
Cool. So
you